Hello class, today is our 13th meeting for our structure 1. Last meetings we have learned some combinations of some tenses combined into one. Well, today you are still learning a combination of two tenses. But before we go further, there is a new tense that you need to learn it first. So what is the new tense? The new tense today is about past perfect. Well, what is past perfect actually? If you still remember present perfect, you will have no problem with it. Past perfect and present perfect are just like twins. Both of them discuss about something that you have done. The difference only, present perfect something that you have done at the present time. Meanwhile, past perfect for discussing something that had been done in the past time. The other difference is probably the use of has or have. For present perfect, we know already that we have to use has or have. For past perfect, we have to use had. For the use of verb, both of them the same. We have to use verb 3. So let's see what is the use of past perfect then. The use is to describe an activity that had happened in the past. Please take a look for the timeline that I made it for you, so you feel more clearer about this. As you see over here, there are 3 tenses that I put at the timeline: past perfect, past simple, and present simple. 3 of them of course belong to different timelines. Past perfect and past simple belong to past timeline. Meanwhile, for present simple belongs to present timeline. And I also put the numbers over here. This number means that the order of the tense at the timeline. If you see over here, past perfect belongs to the first and then past simple belongs to the second. It has meant something. Past perfect means the first because it always be the basic one, according to me. The root of all of the tenses in English, we have past perfect. So the second one will be past simple. Now let's see for the pattern. The pattern we have, of course, the positive pattern. Here I put it at a bold mark, all subjects, had, verb 3, and object. All of this means that the pattern of the past perfect, and if you pay attention here, all subjects over here mean all other subjects. We do not really care about whether it belongs to the third person singular or the first person singular or after the third person plural or whatever is that. So you can use all of the subjects for the use of had. Meanwhile, for the verb, it is quite similar with the use of present perfect, which we have to use verb 3. The next one we have the negative. The same thing, so we do not change anything at the patterns. We still use the use of had and then verb 3. For the different, probably because it is negative, you have to plus not here. Had not, you can also make it shorten. You can shorten it, become hadn't. For the interrogative, as well as like the other tenses, when we use interrogative, all of the auxiliaries and the use of had or have or has, you have to put at the beginning of the sentences. You have to put it at the beginning of the sentences. So here had have to be put at the beginning, followed by the subjects, and then still verb 3, and then the objects. For the answers, for the positive answers, yes, followed by the positive pattern of the past perfect. So you see here, yes, followed by all subjects, and then followed by had, and then verb 3, and then the object. For not, negative answer, no, followed by the negative pattern of the past perfect. No, followed by the objects, and followed by the hadn't, verb 3, and then the objects. Now we come to the point that it's about past simple versus past perfect. As I have mentioned it at the earlier of today's meeting, that we still learn about the combination of two tenses combined into one sentence. So now this time, in this occasion, we learn about past simple versus past perfect. Before we go further, I would like to give you a quick review of the differences between past simple and past perfect. For past simple, all subjects plus verb to and object. This one for the positive. Meanwhile, for past perfect, we can still use all subjects and then had verb 3 object. If you pay attention the difference, there is use of had at the past perfect, and then past simple, it does not use had. For the verb, past simple we use verb 2, past perfect we use verb 3. And then for the all subjects, we can use it all. So there is no differences between the third person singular or the first person singular or whatever is that. The next one for the negative. For the past simple, we have all subjects followed by did not as the auxiliary in the past simple. But then the verb back to basic form, verb 1. Meanwhile, for past perfect, for the negative pattern, all subjects followed by hadn't, but still followed by verb 3. For the interrogative, past simple, the auxiliary put at the beginning of the sentence, followed by the all subjects, and then followed by verb 1, and then the object. Meanwhile, for the past perfect, interrogative, had put at the beginning of the sentence, followed by the all subjects, and then followed by verb 3, and then the object. Now, the different use of the tenses. You still remember the timeline that I showed you at the beginning of the slide? Well, I put it more simple now. Past perfect and past simple. Both of these belong to past timeline. And I put I put numbers 1 and 2. Remember, past perfect will happen first before past simple. So past simple will be always number 2, and then number 1 will be always past perfect. Try to think and try to use the logic that when you answer the questions or when you make the sentence at the time of past, always remember that the first activity that you did before another activity at the past time, the first activity would be in past perfect and then followed by past simple. However, there are some sentences probably that happened in the past time that you can use past time, all of them. Past simple, I mean. However, if you try to use the correct use of structure, past perfect and past simple, past perfect will always come first. Now try to take a look for the sentences or for some examples. He brushed his teeth before he received the call from his friends last night. Well, if you try to see carefully this one, you will get the point that which one happened first. He brushed his teeth before he received the call from his friend last night. It means that brushing teeth is the first activity, receiving call is the second activity. Number 2. Jimmy locked his door after he took out everything from his car last week. Locking out his door and then taking out everything. So which means that the first activity is taking out, and then the second one is locking from the word after. Lisa took out her dress before she ironed it yesterday. So from the word before, it means that taking out as the first, ironing it is the second one. They eat before the MC allowed them to eat last time. This one, eating as the first one, allowing as the second one. Let's take a look for the answers now. He had brushed his teeth before he received the call from his friend last night. Because this one as the first activity, we use past perfect. Then this one we use past simple. Jimmy locked his door after he had taken out everything from his car last week. Lock as the second one and had taken out as the first one. Lisa had taken out her dress before she ironed it yesterday, so had taken as the first and ironed it. They had eaten before the MC allowed them to eat last time, so had eaten as the first one and then allowed as the second activity. So that's all for the past perfect today's meeting, which we also learn combined with past simple. Thank you for your attention and goodbye.